This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map Tiberium Rift, aka Twisted Rift, aka Better Tournament Rift. On the left-hand side, in the top, as the orange GDI, this is Orange Zero, aka Green Zero, aka Orange Zest, if you will, and stealing that green color from him in the bottom right-hand corner as the Zocom player. This is Drive. So it's going to be confusing that the green player is Drive and the orange player is Green Zero. So that is the situation, and they're both playing GDI factions. You know, Zocom and GDI, which been a lot of GDI lately. Lots of GDI action to be had. Rifleman Squad's going to be running around the map, and of course, on Twisted Rift, you don't have the contested spikes, so there is no longer that big ol' hullabaloo where you have to decide, what do you go for, 1 or 3 spikes? Do you go for 2 spikes? Do you try and cut your opponent's spikes off? All of that kind of stuff. It just goes by the wayside. Relatively normal openings, it looks like, for both of these guys, and it looks like Drive did manage to get the drop with the 3 Rifleman Squads on some of Green Zero's scouts, although he is going to get one guy alongside of the south edge of the map. Might actually be able to poke up here and see exactly what's going on, but the reality is nothing worth seeing is going on, which that in itself is worth seeing, just knowing that that your opponent isn't going for anything too crazy, isn't going for anything too unusual either, and it's just straight up refineries and harvesters. Packs up his MCV and then unpacks it just a little bit there. And although it looks like one harvester going to be going for the blue tib in the middle of the map, and this foxhole gets up just in time. I don't know what that was. And the MCV on the way down south for Green Zero. So harvesters, always got to be careful when you send them to the blue tib. I always love when players are sending blue tib harvesters at the same exact time, and then they kind of run into each other as they're getting there. 5 harvesters, 2 refineries, but it's going to be pit bulls after that for Orange Zest, and actually, it's going to be packing something up into an APC. It's an engineer for, I don't know what, potentially a sneaky cap, maybe just going for the tib spike, who knows at all. The harvester does not totally fill up on blue Tiberium, but it looks like he may have actually harvested all of the stuff that was there and then picked on up and got on out of there. So pit bulls on both sides for these two guys, and actually the MCV never moved north, it just dropped a second war factory. So that is the situation with Drive. He's going dual war factory, lots of pit bulls, nothing else just yet. Engineer along the south side of the map in that APC. A sneaky move by our orange-green player, which orange-green might be one of the worst color combinations imaginable. Close to red-green, which somehow still works. Maybe just because we all decided it's Christmas colors, I don't know. But orange-green somehow just doesn't quite get there. It's not the same kind of thing. Rifleman Squad's getting a couple of shots off on this harvester. Nothing to worry about there. Lots of pit bulls for Drive. A way overwhelming number of pit bulls for Drive. He's easily going to be able to hunt down Green Zero if he really wants to, but I assume Green Zero has some reinforcements of some kind to help these pit bulls out. Otherwise, it might be harvester hunting time. Trying not to let this APC in the south side of the map get away from me, as it does have the potential to do some sneaky things. Although I don't know what he's really going to be going for necessarily. Like, the MCV cap is always the big target, the big money target, but it's so far away for him, it's going to be difficult for him to do anything about that MCV. And I assume knees weak, palms are sweaty. Every time I try and do anything sneaky with an engineer, I just get the sweats, get the shaky hands as it gets closer to actually happening. Engineer going to be heading north. Lots of pit bulls going to be exchanging in the middle of the map, and this is great for Green Zero. The longer the units stay on the left side of the map, the better for him. And this harvester, it's backing up. I think he knows that this is here. The watchtower also goes down. It gets the engineer perfectly sniped. So close to a clutch play, so close to just an amazing moment, and then nothing. Although mines do get dropped by that APC, they do, I guess, a little bit of damage to these harvesters, but not too much to worry about there. Pitbulls coming into the south for Green Zero. They're going to be met by Preds. They're going to be met by missile squads, so that makes this pretty much unbreakable, even though Green Zero may actually have superior Pitbull numbers. The extra rocket squads are definitely going to even things up. Even a couple of reinforcements being called in, rocket squads and rifleman squads in the north. Green Zero is going to commit to this. He's diving forward. He's going to be losing a lot of Pitbulls in this exchange, and he doesn't get a single harvester. Some of them very low on health, and by very low, I mean one of them is pretty low, and the other ones are basically fine. Rifleman squad getting a little bit of DPS out on that harvester, but nothing to worry about for now. Now I feel like the southern side of the map is going to be a sneaky side of the map. Hopefully nothing else going on there. Lots of Pitbulls going to be able to overwhelm these 3 Predator tanks, but they're going to have a harder time with this many rocket squads. A 4th Predator tank may also go down, and these Pitbulls overwhelming the Predator tanks and then getting on out of there would be a nice little bit of a victory there. Splashing down some of his own pits, a little bit unfortunate there as reinforcements show up for Drive. Foxhole is going to be drawing a little bit of attention in the middle of the map. It looks like Tib Field suits have been purchased by Drive, giving his units a little bit more there. And Pitbull's now going to be turning north. Is there anything here for defense? There's a couple of rocket squads, but they're actually going to be heading away from the Pitbulls, as this may be a couple of free harvester kills. One of them very low on health, but full of Tiberium as it gets sniped there oh so easily by Green Zero. Going to be getting a 3rd harvester as well. Unfortunately for Green Zero, 2 of the harvesters were completely empty, and the 3rd one did have a good amount of Tib in it. Predator tanks and rocket squads going to be heading north. They're going to be able to clean up the main base of Green Zero. Nothing there, but they catch a hammerhead, I'm guessing, here for Drive, as the 2nd one will go down, and more harvester hunting in the north. A couple of these very low on health. Going to be full of Tiberium, though, as one more shot will finish off that harvester. It does go down, but there are too many Pitbulls from Drive. Green Zero can't finish off the other harvesters. He's lost his main base. Not that there was a whole lot there of value, but he did lose it. Rocket squads in overwhelming numbers, but the hammerheads also here with the APCs and the rifleman squads might be enough to break this attack, to stop it in its tracks. The hammerheads overwhelming every single rocket squad, getting eliminated, and the APCs just adding insult to injury. This one Predator tank ordinarily would stomp all over a couple of APCs, but with this much rifle damage, there is just no way that attack goes any further. Even a couple of rocket squads getting split along the south side of that mountain and getting eliminated by Green Zero. Drive has set up a 3rd expansion. Green Zero has basically done the same thing. At least he's moved his MCV over to a 3rd expansion, which is good enough. Airfield reestablished over here. I'm guessing this one over here, yeah, did get either sold or shot up. As Rifleman Squad walking through Tiberium, nothing to worry about there. Refinery up and running, but Green Zero cannot say the same thing there. I wonder if he's teching up on the back end. And slingshots, looks like 2 of them maybe got overwhelmed purely by hammerheads. 2 AP ammo, or AP turrets, AA turrets rather, are going to be here. But actually this command post is exposed. Slingshot's going to be showing up for Drive. They're going to be getting 1 or 2 kills, but the command post goes down, and not a moment too soon as another AA battery does go up, and these Pitbulls going to be able to splash down some of these hammerheads. More and more forces going down. I no longer know that this attack was worth it, as Green Zero loses more and more of his air force, and they're forced to run further and further away. Even Harvester's not going to be able to actually get any shots off there. Would have been kind of funny if the Harvesters got the killing blow on some of those hammerheads. And 2 refineries up and running for Green Zero. He's got his own airfield. He's got his command post there. But Tier 3... Nope, no Tier 3 just yet for Green Zero. Instead, just going to be rocking those hammerheads, rocking that airfield. Drops his own barracks, going to be getting a bit of man spam for the defense. A 2nd racks on the front line, a couple of watchtowers as well. He is worried about the impending attack, as the Pitbull is going to be cutting over to the left side of the map. Free couple of harvesters potentially here, but hammerheads are here in decent numbers. Not enough to really stop this many Pitbulls in a straight-up fight, although rocket troopers mixed in here could definitely even the odds. And, oh, it's just a couple of rifleman squads up here in the north. They actually do get taken out there by those hammerheads. And these Pitbulls, they're washing upon the wall that is hammerheads, but this is so many. Actually, this isn't very many Pitbulls at all anymore. It was a whole bunch of pit bulls, but so many of them were low on HP, and now just 2 of them do still stand. They get a kill on the hammerhead there. Another hammerhead does join it, and actually 2 hammerheads do manage to survive, one of them spawning in just at the last second there. Rocket troopers getting a couple of extra shots in for Green Zero, but these pit bulls are going to back up. Actually, they're just hanging out there in the middle of the map. They need to go home and get some repairs. Otherwise, they will actually... well, those hammerheads finish them off, so... Green Zero catches out a couple of extra forces there. Going to be long-distance harvesting his main field, and this game has been going on long enough. The main fields actually do contain a couple thousand credits worth of Tiberium. And actually, I guess this is Drive's hammerhead. Not a lot of color there to show who it is. Power plant does go down. Those Zorka strikes are very good for that. And this is a lot of infantry heading out for Green Zero. Of course, he's got comp armor and also got AP ammo as well. This is so many rocket squads. Oh my gosh, when that APC came into range of it, that was just a ton of rockets that suddenly materialized out of nowhere. This is a lot of time for Drive to prepare, and actually he's got a couple of rifleman squads here. He's got watchtowers as well as APCs, so he should be able to hold this without too much trouble. I don't think Green Zero will even commit to the attack, as there's just too much defense here from Drive. Although, if Green Zero hangs out over here, he may be able to take some pot shots off at these harvesters and potentially do a bit of damage to them. These random orange spots on the south side of the map for Green Zero keep making me think that he's trying to do something else sneaky with an engineer in an APC, but I don't think anything else too sneaky has happened. Overwhelming those couple of rifleman squads. Lots of Firehawks here for Drive. So, going to be strato-fightering, I assume, over here. Yeah, oh, he's going for the MARV Reclamator Hub. 3/4 of the way done with the MARV when it gets annihilated, shutting down that hub, and even 2 engineers, 2 zone troopers. I guess that one's there from the Firehawks bombing that structure. But in the north, Rocket Squad's going to be stepping on forward, and Drive, if that is his slingshot, could go for some massive, massive crushes there as these guys are getting bled to death. Harvester's taking a lot of damage, but I don't know that any of them actually went down. 4 of them do still survive, a couple of them just down to a couple of shots left, and another Zorka strike heading out onto the map. APCs may end up trading out their lives trying to break these 3 foxholes, which actually have a couple of rocket troopers inside of them. Firehawks coming in for more bombing runs, going for the tech center, not able to take it out, and the Orca may... Oh, it's actually going for the barracks. Okay. Reclamator Hub has been rebuilt, and Reclamator Hub also going down for Drive, so actually Drive has bought himself a ton of time with that Firehawk strike. So much pain for Green Zero, so much annoyance of having to rebuild that and start over from nothing. And it looks like this Reclamator Hub is going to kind of even up the timing for these MARVs once they're going to hop on out. A couple of Firehawks standing guard. I assume they have the anti-air missiles equipped so that they can... Actually, this MCV is going to take quite a bit of damage. No, it does deploy, so it doesn't take any more damage from those rocket squads. And this Hammerhead loaded up with a Rifleman squad going to be able to put the DPS out on these foxholes. Going to be able to do a good amount of damage. APCs, 6 or 7 of them here. Even, oh, that's one from Drive. He's heading north. 7 APCs going to be working away at this war factory. Slowly but surely they are going to be going for the kill. A couple of power plants going down as a lot of AA turrets have been built by Green Zero. And actually an Orca strike from Green Zero going to be coming in to help finish off this war factory. But just as it crumbles to the ground, the Mammoth tank does emerge, actually turning his rear armor to these APCs. He's going to take a ton of damage from these APCs before... Drive actually realizes Sonic Emitter does get dropped in. Actually, oh man, the splash damage is insane as just 2 APCs survive. One of them just a sneeze away from death. Another Zorka strike on its way down south. And is he actually bombing that barracks again? He's not going for the power plant right next to the barracks? No, he actually is. Yeah, that flashing beacon was indeed the Zorka strike. Mammoth tank going to be getting the kill on that APC with the APC friends, and it looks like a couple of hammerheads on the left side for Drive are going to be hitting these harvesters. The MCV now once again on the move. It looks like another airfield did go down once he killed those foxholes and cleaned up all of the guys that were inside of them. He instead just kept moving his MCV over to the side there, and he's going to be heading over there. Firehawks come in. They get the kill on the Hammerheads. Nicely done by Green Zero, able to eliminate everything there. And I assume Marvs are out here on the map. Oh, they're both on the right side of the map. 2 zone troopers, 2 engineers in it for Green Zero. Drive, on the other hand, I'm guessing zone raiders and engineers in his Marv there. Looks like this base is probably going to be forfeit. I don't know that Drive is going to really try and save that. Firehawks in the north for Drive, going to be returning on home from, I'm guessing, a successful bombing run somewhere on the map. Green Zero marching on forward. A sonic emitter alone will not be enough to stop that. He's brought his MCV. He's backed it up with a couple of juggernauts, and a third juggernaut going to be added into the fray. So this base is definitely forfeit. Up in the north, Drive has a Marv somewhere out on the map. Green Zero's Firehawks going to be keeping watch for anything from Drive. Another Juggernaut being added into the mix. Drive heading north and heading to Green Zero's old main base. Couple of APCs, couple of rocket squads going to be getting a bit of damage on Drive's Firehawks as well. A couple of extra shots on them, and it looks like Green Zero will stand strong for the current moment. But Firehawks going down, getting some nice anti-air strikes from Drive. It looks like was able to do a bit of damage to Green Zero, but I don't know what Green Zero was doing there with the air units. Anyways, Harvester does go down in the middle of the map, trying to get that blue Tiberium. Not going to be able to do it, and Juggernauts and the Marv will be able to make short work of this Harvester for Drive, heading on down south to try and get a little extra payday. Refinery should be getting dropped here for Green Zero. Goes down right there. That's a lot of money for fueling his late-game army. The sonic emitter, if it ever comes back online, should be able to stop this attack in its tracks. The refinery getting sold off there, but the power is still down. May need to sell off the barracks as well just to get things up and running. And this little section, lots of infrastructure here for Green Zero, but it's all going to get wasted away. Even the AA battery going down without being sold off, so a little bit of cash there. And ooh, kills the refinery. The sell-off does indeed happen, and even going to be getting the Space Command uplink, calling in an Orca Strike as well, but the Orca Strike is just going to be too little too late, as Green Zero losing his tech, losing his old third base, which is what that was. But it's going to be Juggernauts and a Marv in the north for Green Zero. I guess this Rifleman squad getting a couple of shots off on that Harvester. Nothing to worry about up there. Looks like everything else cleaned up or sold off by Green Zero. Couple of Rifleman squads, couple of just Rifleman squads, and a sniper team being called in by Green Zero over here, so potentially to support this Marv, as it's just Juggernauts. Not a lot of infantry killing ability, although no EMP grenades for Drive, so he doesn't have that ability to stop this armor. A slow-moving but extremely powerful army from Green Zero. Kind of how this late game is shaping up. Lots of infantry, rocket squads, rifleman squads, and a Marv somewhere out on the map for Drive. He's heading along the south side of the map. It's not a sneaky APC with an engineer. It's instead a fully powered up Zocom Marv. The MCV on the move. Going to be probably heading north. I hope he doesn't turn around and try and go back to his old third field, because he's going to be encountering a gift card from the Marv, which is like a 200-pound payload, and it's just going to blow up in his face. Drive has completely abandoned the middle of the map. He's pulled everything back in a tactical retreat. It looks like an Orca Strike going to be coming in on this airfield, I assume. I don't think he has any other support powers to potentially call in on this Orca, on this field, but the Firehawks actually go up, and they're going to be going somewhere on the map. It's the Marv down there, but it's actually going to be Firehawks clearing out the airfield, and it looks like Green Zero drives MCV all the way down in the south here, so he's just camped out next to his opponent up in the north. The Juggernauts and the Marv going to be making battle with a wall of infantry. Looks like on the right side of the map, Drive's Marv going to be trying to make battle with the old base that Green Zero was setting up there. Ceramic armor going to be allowing these Hammerheads to survive a little bit longer, and even the slingshot may end up going down to their firepower as the Marv steps on forward, taking a lot of punishment, but the Juggernauts are almost on top of this infantry, and they could just stomp them to death. The DPS is about to drop dramatically, but there is a big section of infantry in the south here and nothing to kill the Hammerheads, so even if every single rocket went down, the Hammerheads would be unanswered as the Firehawks get the final word in that battle, and the Juggernauts can put out a huge amount of DPS for Green Zero. He gets the airfield, he's going to be getting the power plant, but he won't be able to get anything or everything else. But even Wow, a lot of harvesters coming in here for Green Zero. 4 harvesters coming in for the hurrah, but they're not able to get the crushes on those rocket troopers. Instead, the Juggernauts will finally meet their match in terms of just little guys with rocket launchers on the ground, and then also helicopters that they just can't shoot up with. The MCV on the move, running and hiding from the MARV of Drive, which is just slowly making its way forward. A last-ditch effort for Green Zero, maybe trying to... I don't know if he was trying to drop a... Well, his MCV is all packed up, so I don't know if there's maybe a barracks over there or something, but Green Zero, everything gone for him. And Drive, it looks like these guys are out of bombs and then no place to land, which means they're just going to slowly die. The command post is here, and the Firehawks are being pulled over to try and save them, but they are low on HP. We'll just say low on HP. Slingshot's going to be hunting hammerheads. Harvesters of the sky, you could say. And, ooh, going to be stealing that third field once again. The MCV all the way in the corner of the map for Green Zero. He's building something, so apparently he has enough cash to get something out. Wow, he has enough cash for a refinery. That is a long shot of a comeback. That would be an amazing comeback. Even Firehawks getting in on the mix. Oh, those are Green Zero's slingshots. I thought those were Drive slingshots just showing up to be funny. But no, actually, Green Zero pushes Drive back, and it looks like another Zorka strike potentially going to be coming in there. Man, that would have been a heck of a comeback, but I think we would have had to wait for another 45 minutes for this game to be over. Green Zero dropping out of that game after putting up an impressive fight through all corners of the map. A little loop-de-loop as those guys trading places. I guess Drive made it all the way to Green Zero's natural expansion. So Drive got, I guess that's 5 bases kind of between him. Most of the time he was just dropping airfields at the second half of that game, just someplace for his Firehawks to land. But man, the eco in that game was so split for the majority of it, and then right there at the end when it didn't really matter, Drive finally caught up to Green Zero. And overall, almost identical in the income department, but very slight favor, I guess, to Drive in the end. But again, by the point that it really evened up, he already had a MARV. He had like 4 Firehawks still, and not a lot left there. Oh, look at that. The exact same numbers of units killed and unit lost. Missile Squad, Rifleman Squad, so even though they both had MARVs, Juggernauts, all the heavies of GDI, infantry, still the thing that wins out in the end. That will do it for this game. Big thank you to these guys for playing. And of course, I hope you all very much enjoyed this game. This is Sybert, signing out.